I know that you've been in the finance space for a long time, over a decade that you've been writing about finance and personal finance. Do you think what's happened with social media and the accessibility now of personal finance information through social media is overall a good thing for people? Or do you think it is a bad thing because it is even now harder to differentiate between possibly the bad actors with ulterior motives versus the good ones who actually want to give good personal finance tips to everyone?
This is a boring answer, but I think it's the truth. I think it's on net good, but it's very slim. I think I'm making this up, but I think it's like 51% amazing and 49% terrible. Like it evens out to where it's like, I think it's on net a good thing. And it's a good thing because if you go back to the world before social media, most financial advisors were gatekeepers. If you were just an average Joe and you wanted to invest for your retirement, you want to buy a mutual fund, you need to book an appointment with a guy down the street, go into his office, wear your suit and tie, like wait in the waiting room so you could go have permission to invest in the stock market and pay him an egregious fee and commission to do it. That was the world that existed like 15 years ago, not that long ago. And I think it's a wonderful thing that it has been democratized so much, not just the access to financial products, but the access to information. And I don't think it's an exaggeration that an 18-year-old with an iPhone today has more financial information than a partner at Goldman Sachs did 20 years ago. That's not an exaggeration. It's like, so a lot of those people were just information gatekeepers too, the financial advisors. If you was like, forget buying a mutual fund. If you wanted to know what mutual funds existed 20 years ago, you had to go talk to that guy and pay him a crazy fee. And you don't anymore. So a lot of those financial advisors who are like commission-based, a lot of them don't exist anymore because it's been so democratized, both the information and the product access. That's an amazing thing. The other side of that though, are the number of people who are either promoting products they shouldn't be, or people who are innocently putting advice on social media and whatnot, that they're very innocently, they're just naive to the fact that it might be bad advice to somebody else. They're not doing it, you can't criticize them. But if there's someone who went on and said like, oh, everyone should buy this stock, they just might not have the knowledge or haven't thought through that a 16-year-old in his mother's basement might listen to that, put his entire life savings into it and lose everything because he didn't know what the consequences of it were. So I think there's a lot of innocent bad information out there as well. You can't just put everyone in as like a bad actor. A lot of it is really innocent. And I think it's great that if you are someone who's interested in finance and you want to start a blog, start doing TikTok, start making YouTube, that's amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
But if you turned it a little bit and said, should everyone who's interested in medicine start posting medical advice?